Hello, and we're live. We're here talking about having confidence in your writing. I'm Clarissa Mall, and I am the host of the Writerly Life podcast here at Hope Writers. And I'm joined by Nikki Hardy, who is one of our hosts for our Tuesday teachings, special 1 hour Tuesday teachings that we offer on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern for our Hope Writers members. Here at Hope Writers, we believe that courage always gets the final say, especially in our writing life. But let's be honest, sometimes it's hard to be courageous, right? Our confidence can wane when we're starting something new or when we've been working tirelessly on a project. But one thing we know is that real writers keep writing even when they don't feel inspired. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but when I start to feel my confidence waning, it helps to talk to other writers who have been there and received their encouraging words. So we have done just that for you. We have talked to our more than 3,500 Hope Writers members to find for you the best confidence boosting tips out there. And for the next bit, Nikki and I are going to share those with you. Quotes, influential people, time-tested practices and habits that will keep you making progress in your writing life. Now, I wonder, Nikki, we talk about confidence, but confidence, when we lose confidence, we can experience fear or anxiety. And I wonder, in your writing life, what have you found that makes your confidence wane when you think about your words and your place in the writing world?
Yeah, I love that you talk about, our confidence waning. That assumes we have confidence in the first place.
That's so true. Yes.
And I think it's so true whether we're trying to find confidence for the first time or to re-find it once we lose it, once we get on a roll. And I think there are so many things that for me in my writing life and the things we hear from our Hope Writer members, they fall into the same categories. We fall into the same traps time and time again. I mean, I think the one that we all know about and we can see, but it's really hard to deal with, is the old imposter syndrome. I'm not something enough, I'm not confident enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not, qualified enough. We feel that we're just not good enough. And then we get in our own heads and the mind talk starts going. So I felt that so many times. And then there's the comparison trap. You just need to walk into a bookshop and you're surrounded by amazing authors and these final polished edited words, and we see them online as well. And there we are trying to type out our, rather fumbling, stumbling words, and we compare our beginnings with somebody else's polished, words. And so that can make us spiral into a lack of confidence as well. And we can feel trapped, but we just can't, we want it to be perfect. And we, in our heads, I don't know about you, but I have thought, well, it should come out perfectly first time. These people, they just go away and they write these books and it just tumbles out of them so wonderfully and perfectly. And then, we think, oh, well, I'm a beginner. Everybody else is further on. They know more people. They know more things. They know the way. They know how the publishing industry works. They figured it out. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to start. And so there's that. And then have you ever felt it's all been said?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you talk about the going into a bookstore and I look at the books and I think, what could I add to this? It would just be extra. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and I can't think of anything new to say. And so that, is another blow to our confidence. And then we see people who are talking about, oh, my friend, and they name some well-known author or publisher or something. And you think, well, I just don't know anybody. And then I think for me, the final thing I'd say that has been a real zap of my confidence is not being able to see how to get from where I am to where I want to go. And it feels too big a leap. There are too many steps in between. and I'm just not sure the path and the next step I need to take. And so all those things combined, and we can be like these rabbit in headlights and just not sure whether to fight or flight. And so we just, if you're like me, procrastinate and don't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard.
think that paralysis can stop your writing flow altogether.
Yeah.
We have insecurities and we feel like we're not enough, but it's really that paralysis, not knowing what our next step could be, that I think holds us back from maybe taking a risk and doing something really spectacular in our writing life. And this is why I love our Hope Writers community, because we've got folks who are all along the spectrum of experience, from real newbies to folks who are very experienced and have been doing this a long time. And that's why I love the tips and habits that they've shared with us today, because they take me from paralysis to finding what my next right step could be. I think about our members and the resources that they rely on, whether it is our resource library with so many great teachings and how-to articles, whether it's the community that they enjoy and connecting with other writers, and whether it's the hope circles that they're a part of, where they can get some guided focus and really dial in.
Yeah.
All of these things, this community really offers us opportunities to build our confidence in whatever ways we need when it starts to lag.
Oh, that is so true, Clarissa. And I've been a Hope Writer member as well as part of the team, but I've been a Hope Writer member for over 5 years now. And what's so exciting is seeing lots of people go from, I just think I want to take what I've written in my journal and do something with it, but I'm not quite sure what, to being published authors and doing amazing things with their writing. And that builds confidence in me, because I'm like, if they can figure it out, I can too. And so the community aspect and finding strength and confidence from that is huge. And when we're talking about how to, figure this out, that we have just got some amazing tips and tricks and encouragement from from our members, haven't we?
Yes, let's dive right in. What do you think stands out to you initially from the tips that we've gleaned from our members?
Well, one of a strong theme that came through when we asked people, what has been something that has given you confidence? This feeling of learning to just write and to practice imperfectly. Member Kimberly Morgan Sutton says, if you write, you're a writer. If you wait to write, you're a waiter. Don't be a waiter. And I just love that, don't you? I mean, it's like, oh gosh, I'm being a procrastinator. I'm being a waiter, not a writer. And if I want to call myself a writer, I've got to just do it.
Yes. Oh, I agree. It's stepping from thinking about it to actually taking some action, right? I love Barbara Kingsolver. I read her book, The Bean Tree, this summer. And I love this wisdom that she shares about doing that. She says that she learned to produce whether or not she wanted to. And she says, chain that muse to your desk and get the job done. And I love that. It's just a sitting down, it's a discipline, and realizing that that writing doesn't come from a place of perfection, but it comes from a place of faithfulness and daily habits. Oh, that takes the pressure off of me, I know.
It really does. And one of our Tuesday teachers was author Jo Saxton, and she talked about learning to training herself to just write, however imperfectly, however terribly, under all circumstances, whether she's got young children around her, whether it's in the cracks of time, in between things, whether it's on a plane, whatever it might be, to just keep writing and not to judge it. But to just to let it flow. And another Hope Writer member, Rachel Morales, says the biggest thing that has helped me over the last year, and maybe the most painful, is allowing myself to write imperfectly, to make mistakes along the way. I would never have a manuscript, let alone 3, if I didn't allow myself to fumble, try new things and find my way. My heart still thinks I can do it perfectly the first time, but a growing part of me remembers that the first layer of writing is just getting things down. The sanding, the smoothing, and the molding comes later. And that's
Oh,
such a great outlook.
yeah. Oh, I love that. In my own writing life, I've used creating deadlines, even when they're sort of just made up, they're arbitrary, to help allow myself to step away. Because I don't know about you, but I could keep rewriting and overwriting and deleting and rewriting until, the cows come home. But it doesn't mean it's going to be better. And so releasing myself from that perfectionistic tendency and creating a deadline, saying, okay, well, I'm going to put this piece away as of tomorrow, and I'll come back to it at some later date, but it's done for now. Being okay with letting go of something has been a helpful way that I know it has built some confidence in me to be able to say, I have the power to let this go and to come back to it at a later date.
Yes, and it's the confidence that comes at saying, I wrote 500 words today. And stopping there, not saying, but they weren't very good words.
That's right.
But we wrote 500 words, whatever it is. And I remember learning in one of our Tuesday teachings about how we use different sides of our brain to edit and create. And so if we try and just get the words out there, but edit at the same time, we're not going to do neither well. And so, and John Acuff, one of the Tuesday teachers, talked about just typing, and he keeps going through the spelling mistakes. He even types, I need to add more details here, as he keeps going, and giving ourselves permission. And we see the words start to stack up, and that really boosts confidence. So, yes, Marcia's saying in the comments, for me, what broke the mystique was writer's confidence. Nothing like watching a big name half awake at breakfast. Yes, I agree. So yes, I think that really that helps us grow in confidence and see us go from paralysis to progress when we write imperfectly.
That's right. And, seeing the reality of writers that, like Marcia says, big names, it helps us to see that we are all on the same path. Yeah. That being said, though, it's always great to be able to invest in your writing, like she describes at conferences or finding a coach. Terry Sorge says getting a writing coach hands down was her best move. And that has been my experience as well. When I joined Hope Writers in 2019, I learned quickly about the coaches who were part of Hope Writers. They were writers themselves. They were further along on the journey than I was. And I tapped right in. I connected with a fellow Hope writer who was a writing coach, and she took me from blog ideas to a book proposal to a signed book deal. And that kind of companionship really boosted my confidence. She was far more experienced than I was, but it wasn't intimidating to ask for help. And it's one of the reasons why I love our Tuesday teachers who join us every week, because it's like having your own personal writing coach every single Tuesday to connect with, to learn from, to ask questions. I think investing in your writing is a great way to boost your confidence, to be encouraged that your words matter and that you can share them with people around you.
I so agree. And whether we're investing in a coach or investing time, I mean, even I know a lot of Hope Writer members put the Tuesday teaching on their calendar and they show up regularly. And whether they can show up live or it all gets recorded, it's all in our library. We have over 150 teachings now. People can search by teacher name or by topic, whether you want to find out about fiction writing or children's books or getting an agent, whatever it might be. But putting that time aside is also a great way to boost your confidence and say, I am a writer and this is the studying part that I want to grow in my craft and understanding. That's really helpful. And I joined right at the beginning, I joined a Hope Circle. It was a peer-led Hope Circle where a few of us gathered together for a certain number of weeks. And our goal was to complete a book proposal. And we did. And that for me became my first book. And so investing time and it is really, really key to helping us make progress. And progress leads to confidence, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does. Yeah, I took a writing class early on in my own writing journey. And when it was finished, I craved more when the class
Yeah.
ended. And so I hopped online and I started looking for writers' resources, and I found Hope Writers. And for me, it was the combination of that teaching element, but also this community of writers who are on a similar path, people who really got it. And it's amazing how encouraging it is, how it boosts your confidence to finally find a tribe of people who really get how complex this is, how frustrating it feels sometimes as a writer, how insecure you can feel as a newbie.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my writing journey without Hope Writers.
No, I found that however encouraging my family and friends are, they don't really get it. And if I'm struggling with something, they can sympathize, but they can't empathize. And, in Hope Writers, we have our people who get it. We have like our get it people, which is so fantastic. So fantastic. I'm just seeing we've got some other helpful confidence builders when it comes to investing. Michaela Matthew says, along with learning to try, fail, and get up again, that's like doing it imperfectly, isn't it? Investing in classes and courses has helped. And that's everything that we get, we have in Hope Writers. And Christina Barnes-Jordan, who is a new member, said that she invests by setting a writing routine. And that's really helped her get many things accomplished in her writing. And that has helped her grow in confidence. So good. Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about family and friends who sometimes don't get it, it makes me think of our last tip for today, because there is nothing that cuts your confidence more than feeling like somebody, you have no good answer to the, why are you doing this question? Is this a hobby? Is this real?
Yeah.
And I think that our last tip for today just strikes right at the heart of that, for folks who may have some naysayers in their life, or maybe folks who are questioning, or maybe it's just the little ogre in your own head who is saying to you, now, why are you doing this? Who are you to have these words or to think that you have words? So would you share our last tip for today? I think it's a great way to end our time together.
Yeah, I'd love to, because whether you feel called to write as a spiritual calling, or you have a passion and a desire to change the world, I love the words of Gail Hyatt Miller, who says, we lose our way when we lose our why. We lose our way when we lose our why. That's just such a great way to finish today, because when we lose our way and when we have lost our why, losing our way leads to losing our confidence. And so when we have a clear sense of why we're doing this, whether that is because you want to stop people struggling in the same way you struggled through something, or to help people get from A to B, whatever it might be, just make people laugh and entertain people through fiction, whatever it might be, knowing that and having that why, and even your reader at the forefront of your mind, so builds your confidence.
Oh, I agree. And, there's nothing more confidence building than to be able to link arms with other writers. And we have a special opportunity for you to link arms with other writers by joining us in our Hope Writers community. We open our doors a few times a year. This is our last opening for 2021. And we want to welcome you to Hope Writers membership. We have a special opportunity for you to join. And you can learn more at hopewriters.com/join. This is the most encouraging place on the internet for writers to make progress. And if you've been looking to build confidence in your writing, I can't commend to you a better community to do that than in Hope Writers.
Oh, it's so true, Clarissa, because it's there you're going to to find the people, you're going to find the teaching, you're going to be able to say my words matter. We will help you say that. You will find people who are saying, yes, your words do matter, and to build your confidence. And as Clarissa said, it's just $1 for 2 weeks right now. And really, you've got nothing to lose. You can come in, you can join us for the live Tuesday teachings, and you can have a look around the library and binge watch as many the teachings in the library that you want. And you'll just be able to really grow in confidence in 2 weeks. I'm certain of it.
Yes, this is your opportunity to invest in your writing in a new way, to gain confidence by rubbing elbows with writers who are along the same path, and to rediscover or discover for the first time what your why is, why you're called to writing, why you feel this compulsion to put pen to page. We hope you will join us. hopewriters.com/join.